Hey YouTube, how's it going? Selena here, and this video is going to be about how I found out I was pregnant. Excuse Miss Thang right there. She feels that right now when we're making video is the best time for her to play with her toy. So she'll be joining us for this video, I guess. So I guess I should start off with, since 2011, February 2011, I have been on birth control. And having been on birth control for so long, I never really kept track of my periods. So I don't know, it was just something I didn't do. It was not necessary for me because I took pills, and always in the last week of the pills, after 4 weeks, that last week, my that's when my period would come. So I never had to worry about keeping track of it. In August, I want to say, my doctor was like, I might as well move doctors. My doctor was up in Augusta and I'm down in Albany, so my doctor was like, it'd probably be easier if I move my doctor down here so that I can so I don't have to go home every single time I need to get checked up or whatever. So I changed doctors to one that's closer. In October, no, I started running out of pills, and then in October was when I needed to make an appointment to go get some more pills. So that is what I did, and I went to the appointment, got the pills or whatever, and when you get birth control pills, usually they give you a 3-month supply at one time. So that day, they only gave me 1 month. And I thought it was weird, but I really didn't say anything about it because I was going to a new doctor. And I had only ever gotten birth control pills from one doctor before. So I was like, maybe it's a new doctor and she does stuff differently. I don't know. So I just really didn't question it or whatever. And I got that 1 month in October, and gosh, all these pauses and whatnot. So a month went by, and by the end of October, beginning of November, I was getting ready to run out of pills, which meant that I needed more. So I called to refill my prescription, and the call said that that thing back there though. The call said that I can't refill until December 31st. And I was like, what? Like, how does that even make any sense that I can't refill my pills until December 31st? Like, I thought it was going to be like a month-to-month thing. Like, every month I just go back and get some more pills. But I was supposed to get, when I heard that message, I realized that I was supposed to get a 3-month supply and didn't. So my mom said that I should call and see if she could change that and fix that, but I never did it. So if that could have been fixed, it was my fault for not doing it. But what's done is done. So December 31st came. On that day, I called and refilled my prescription, and they said that I could pick it up on January 5th. And that is what I did. I picked up those pills on January 5th, but I did not take the pills right away. I chose not to take them because I've heard that if you are pregnant, taking birth control pills can negatively impact the fetus. So I did not want to take the pills until I got my next period. So I waited. Also, I guess I forgot to say this part, but so what happened with the prescription is that it was supposed to be a 3-month prescription. I don't know why I have this in my hand, but I do. So it's supposed to be a 3-month prescription, but the way she wrote the prescription was confusing to the pharmacist, I guess. So the first time I think it said like something like 1 dose, but she wanted me to have a 90-day supply. So I ended up only getting a month And then the next time I went, I was like, excuse me, I think I'm supposed to be getting 3 months. And he was like, well, let me check the prescription. And then he said the way she wrote it was confusing. So when I went in January to get the pills, I did get 3 months worth. But I really didn't need them anyway, so I was already pregnant. I just did not know. So baby was conceived in December. I want to say sometime around the 25th, but I'm not exactly sure. So this kind of goes back to me not keeping track of my periods. The only thing that I remember was my last period was sometime in December. I don't know exactly when in December. I just know sometime in December. So my next period should have been sometime in January. But pretty much the whole month of January went by and no period. And so, of course, I thought that that was weird, that I'm more than likely pregnant if it's now the first week of February and I have yet to get my period. I did not want to believe it was true, but at the same time, inside I felt it was true. Like, after a month of no period, then it's kind of like, I'm pregnant. So in January, I was kind of having symptoms that also, before I had the missed period, that was also kind of making me think that I could be pregnant. And those were increased appetite. I don't eat a lot for breakfast, but I do eat breakfast every morning, and usually it lasts me to lunch. But I want to say around the middle of January, it wasn't enough anymore, and I tried to increase how much I ate for breakfast, and it still wasn't enough, and I ended up having to eat a snack in between lunch and breakfast. And then there was also fatigue. At the beginning of January, I was fine. I could get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and stay awake all day. And then around the middle of January, it started getting really, really difficult to stay awake, and I was having a really, really hard time. So those were the symptoms that I started experiencing, and my cooperating teacher, because I was student teaching this semester, was hinting like, ooh, maybe you're pregnant or whatever. So anyways, February is here, no period, excuse the dog. And so I was like, as much as I want to put it off, I might as well go on ahead and take a pregnancy test. So I think that day my boyfriend picked me up from class, or my ex now, but he was my boyfriend then. He picked me up from class, and I told him I needed to go to the store. He said, for what? I just need to get stuff from the store. So we went to Rite Aid. He ended up going inside with me, which I did not want him to do, but he did that anyways. I went to the back to where the tests are, and he went somewhere else. I was like hoping that I'd be able to pay for it before he came back, but that didn't happen. So I went and got the test. The test that I got was the clear blue test, I believe. And I think it comes with 3 tests on the inside. I'm out of breath. Okay, so I think it comes with 3 tests on the inside. And I believe this was on the 4th of February, because I believe I found out on the 5th. And I went back up to the cashier, and he saw the test and was like, oh, well, you should have told me. And I was like, I really didn't want to. And the cashier was a man, and he was like, don't look so sad. You've got your guy here, your man here, your boyfriend here with you, and he'll be here with you through this. So that really didn't make me feel any better. So I didn't take the test that night. I took it the next morning because I had taken pregnancy tests before. Those times I took it, I knew I wasn't pregnant. It was just more of a confirmation that I wasn't pregnant. This time taking a test, it was like I pretty much knew I was pregnant, so it was a confirmation of being pregnant. So having taken the test before, I knew that the best time to take it was in the morning. So the next morning, February 5th, I believe, it was either the 5th or the 6th, something like that. I took the test and it said positive. And it made me feel bad because I did not want to be pregnant, but at the same time, I know I was pregnant. So I was like, just to be sure, because I took it in the morning before going to school. So just to be sure, I will take another one again in the afternoon when I get home from school. And that is what I did. And that one came out positive also. And I was happy that I was pregnant, but at the same time I wasn't, because being pregnant means being connected to someone that at that point in time I wasn't sure that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with, or that I wasn't sure that I even wanted to be connected to for the rest of my life. And it just made me feel bad, and as I was happy, but at the same time I didn't want the pregnancy also. And I knew I wasn't going to get abortion and I wasn't going to do adoption, but there was a part of me that did like hope that I would miscarry, and I felt bad for wanting that, but that's how I really felt. Having a baby complicates things, especially in a relationship like the one I was in, and I just didn't feel ready for that. And if I miscarried, that would make things easier. And think about this, makes me feel bad about it all over again. And I know people are going to say, oh, well, if I was that child, I would feel horrible knowing my parents didn't want me or my mother didn't want me or whatever. But I want this child, okay? Let me get that straight. I want this child. I am happy for this child, and I am thankful for this child. Those were just my feelings at the time, and those are the feelings that a lot of women have. They may not admit to it, but it's the truth. So back to the story, which is pretty much almost over anyways. I called because I knew next step would be making an appointment, and I called the clinic where I go to for checkups and whatever, and they said that they don't do prenatal appointments, so I would have to go in and they would do a test to see if I was pregnant, and then they would give me a referral to an OBGYN that was off base. So, and I could come in at any time except for like that Thursday. So I ended up going in on Friday. I left school early, went in on Friday, and then what happened? I went, peed in the cup, and that even confirmed that I was pregnant also. So 3 tests right there said I was pregnant. And I don't know, I guess we were happy, we were both happy. I still had those feelings. I had those feelings for about 2 weeks, but now I wouldn't know what I would do without the baby. Like, even though I know I have the baby in my arms, not that stuff, I love the child so much. So, yeah. And so, yeah, I got my referral, and now I've got my OB, and I've had my appointments, and that is pretty much the story of how I found out I was pregnant. And I do want to say that I am not ashamed of the feelings that I had of wanting to miscarry and wanting the pregnancy to be over. I'm not ashamed of those because those are natural feelings. I can't control my feelings, and it happens, but I love, even though I have yet to hold this child in my arms, even though I don't even know if it's a boy or a girl yet, I love this child with all my heart, and I wouldn't give it up for the world. And I don't even have the baby in my arms yet, but I feel like as long as that child knows that I love them, then I feel like that'll be enough. So yeah, that is it. Until my next video, I shall see you guys later. Bye.